Konnichiwa party peeps, MangaMan here with bringing you to live once again in shitty view. Sorry about that. 3 reviews can do that when your camera is busy with other stuff. Anyways, I'm just uploading another video of what I've been watching lately because that's all I have time for right now with my busy schedule. Sorry. Anyways, I know it's a little late, but I finally finished Legend of Korra Season 2 Book Spirits. And yeah, I really liked it. I liked it just as fine as I liked the previous season of The Legend of Korra. Would I say it's as good as The Last Airbender? No, but I still think it's good in its own right. Though at the same time, I can't help but bring up some minor little nitpicks that I have about the second season. For one thing, I like how they go over the concept of the spirit world. They go over the first Avatar, Wan, which I also really liked. I also liked the dilemma that Korra had to go through, even though it did kind of feel like a recycle of her original conflict that she had in the first season, though expanded upon, I think, a bit more. The first season, her conflict was kind of accepting help from others, I would like to think, or at least that's what they really bring up in the second season. And I might be just speaking out of my ass right now, but that's at least how I felt. I'm tired of standing like this. Let's move down here. Ugh. Now it's my head. But yeah, I still liked it, but I had a couple of nitpicks and complaints about it. The one thing that I didn't really like was, this is spoiler territory right now, so if you are thinking about finishing off Legend of Korra, definitely do. I highly recommend it, despite what I'm about to say, but I'm going to begin the spoiler territory, so if you don't want to hear it, then skip ahead a little bit. I will change my position again when I'm talking about something else. How about that? Deal? Deal. Okay. I don't like the final 2 episodes for a number of reasons. Now, this just might be me, and kudos for them for doing something different, but nobody ends up with anybody. It's like, both Korra and Maka decide that their relationship isn't really working out, so they decide to not continue the relationship, and so they break it off. And Bolin and that one goth, what was her name? Ezka? Something along those lines. They too decide to break it off, even though they kind of throughout this entire second season, Bolin was scared to death of Ezka, so much to the point that he couldn't get away from her, save for running as fast as he can. But then all of a sudden, in the final 2 episodes of the series, he suddenly proclaims "Oh, I've always loved you all this time. Oh, please don't kill me." Type thing. And you think at first that he's just doing this just to get away from her, but then you see him again, and he's like, "Wait a minute, does he actually care for her in some Stockholmy-esque way?" I don't know, but for whatever reason, he just all of a sudden says, "Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you too. Our dark hearts together will conquer this apocalypse." So yeah, I felt that was kind of a little meshed. Bolin and Eska's relationship, it was funny at first, but then it kind of got a little weird. Weird in a confusing way, not in a bad way or in a good way, but in a confusing way. And I also didn't and I guess this is just me and being a romantic and all this, nobody ended up with anybody. It's possibly ending the entire Korra franchise like this. I mean, they leave it up into thin air, to say that the Avatar series may continue on or may not. Will it be with Korra? Who knows? But the other thing that I had an issue with this is the fact that they've reset the Avatar line when I'm blanking on the names here, but when the evil dark spirit god thing tore out Ravna, I remember her name for some reason, Ravna from Korra, and pretty much destroyed her. Uh, the evil Dark Spirit like destroyed all the past Avatar lines, including Aang and Roku and those other two and Wan. And it's like, and then when Katara gets Ravna back and they reconnect and she becomes the Avatar again, she says like she doesn't no longer have that connection to her past lives. So now it's like they've set the reset button on the Avatar game, and now it's like they've lost all their saves. So it's like Korra is now the new first Avatar, which I could see what they were going for. On the one hand, that is kind of rather interesting. We actually get to see a new beginning to the Avatar lineage. Now from Korra, a new line of Avatar will spring forth from her lineage. Well, from her, you know, what she all went through in the first and second season. They'll go off of the lessons that she learned and that she takes with her. Because the major point of the second season is you are not defined by what you are. You are defined by how you accomplish these things. Sam, would you want to talk a little bit about The Legend of Korra with me? My brother is down here.
Sure.
Okay. We are talking to the world.
Oh.
Yes. Introducing my brother Sam. Ta-da.
Hi.
Him and I watched the second season of The Legend of Korra, and I was just talking to them about my thoughts on it. Oh, how did you feel about the second season?
Well, in comparison to the first season, or in comparison to Avatar: Last Airbender?
Let's first do the first season, because I know what you'll say about Avatar: Last Airbender.
Yeah. In comparison to the first season, I feel the first season was better as just more of an introductory, but I felt once you understood the relationships between the characters, it was better in the second one wise, because it had more than just, oh, that guy did this, that guy did that. It was more of a end of the world kind of thing.
Right.
Which I found better.
Right. Well, the big question I have now is that if they are going to continue with this Avatar lineage, I mean, they pretty much did the whole apocalypse thing, so what more can they do from there? The universe?
Well, it's not like they need to have another more threatening situation, just another threatening situation that's going to come up. And is there going to be more avatars after this? I know she went back with Rava or whatever, but she said the chain was done. Does that mean a new chain is starting, or is the Avatar thing just over?
That's what I think. I don't think the Avatar thing is over, because she did reconnect with Rava. So now, I guess it's a new chain line, with Korra being now the new first Avatar.
So there's absolutely no connection to the other ones at all, though?
According to what she said at the end, yeah.
Well.
Again, I don't know. I mean, the writers can change their mind.
And I felt there was, like, more stuff they needed to evaluate on at the end. Like, stuff about, like, they, like, went so quickly through all the Korra and Mako things or whatever. Like, they went so quickly through that I felt like they needed to go more in depth. And with, what's her face? The little girl coming back. They just kind of like, oh, she woke up, she's here now. Like, they could have gone a little bit more. And the more how Republic City reacted to everything with this and stuff, they just kind of
gleamed it over. Like with the first season, like Republic City's voice in the matter of things played a huge part in the story, like bending and non-bending aspects and such like that.
Yeah. And as for a comparison to Avatar: The Last Airbender, I feel there is no real comparison.
Because they're two completely different series.
Yes, but if I had to pick one I liked over the other, it would obviously be Avatar, because
Last Airbender.
Because character development was so much better. Mostly because it was probably a lot longer, and so that may have effect to it, but I felt like the characters were a lot more interesting. I felt Korra was, no offense, but a very boring Avatar.
I liked Korra.
I don't know, I found her just bland.
for all her for all her faults, I really enjoyed Korra as a character and her development through the 2 seasons. But I think the main kind of issue with it was that what made the first series really good was that there was a singular conflict with a whole bunch of little conflicts all throughout the 3 seasons.
Yeah, and Legend of Korra is just focusing on the like main thing the whole entire time, but it keeps like branching, not really branching off. Like it doesn't build to the main conflict until the end. Really, the entire time like they have a little conflict there, something bigger happens, something bigger. It's a big ladder of more and more stuff happening.
Well, I think it's also because like the first season, well, the first series, The Last Airbender, the trio, and then when Toph joined, it was a quad trio, and then Zuko and everyone else.
All right.
It was a journey. They were traveling to many different and interesting areas. We got to explore with them, and because they had 3 seasons worth of character development, we really got to know these characters well.
Wasn't it 4 seasons?
No, it was 3. Book 1 was water, and book 2 was earth, and book 3 was fire.
They didn't have an error. I thought that was book 1.
That was The Legend of Korra. Its book 1 was air, and then book 2 for Legend of Korra was spirits.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Well.
Well, so that was our thoughts on The Legend of Korra. Thank you, Sam, for getting your input into the series.
You are welcome.
Yes, and until then, be on the lookout for my next reviews, party peeps. Signing out.